Well, hi there, Internet. My name's Court, and you've got courtside seats for my review of The Irishman. Finally. The Irishman is a crime drama from director Martin Scorsese and Netflix. Based on the book I Heard You Paint Houses by Charles Brandt, the film stars Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Anna Paquin, Jesse Plemons, Bobby Canavale, Harvey Keitel, and Ray Romano. A mob hitman recalls his possible involvement with the slaying of Jimmy Hoffa. It's finally here! Granted, I could have seen it earlier by going to the theater, but I didn't think I could sit still for 3.5 hours. But it's on Netflix now, so let's talk about it. And we'll get this out of the way first. This is a very long movie with some very methodical pacing at times, and I had to take a couple breaks while I was watching it. Don't get me wrong, I was not bored at any point. In fact, I found the movie very engrossing. I just get antsy. But this is a great film. And I'll get to the acting in a second, but first I want to make a couple of Oscar calls. I would not be surprised if De Niro gets a Best Actor nomination, and he would deserve it, and I wouldn't be surprised if Scorsese gets a Best Director nomination. However, the three that I think are locks for nominations are Best Picture, Joe Pesci for Best Supporting Actor, and Best Adapted Screenplay for Steven Zaillian. Now, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and Al Pacino are all great in this film. They all play their roles with this sort of subtle, understated manner that mimics the film's more subdued demeanor. This isn't a flashy movie the way, say, Goodfellas is. This movie feels more like a rumination, and we get that from the performances. Now, Joe Pesci's performance was my favorite in the movie, and it's just so nice to have him back. Robert De Niro is fantastic as well. There's a scene where he's making a phone call. I won't give you any context. He's great throughout the whole movie, and then he makes this phone call, and it's like, that's why you're De Niro. Ray Romano, I generally don't like. He kind of bugs me. He charmed me in this movie. I thought he was very funny, and this is an oddly funny film. Don't expect too much from Harvey Keitel, Anna Paquin, Jesse Plemons. They all get like a couple scenes each, but not very many. Anna Paquin, I think, says 7 words in the entire film. Now, the digital de-aging was pretty darn seamless to me, and I was very impressed by it. My eyes got used to it very quickly. There was one scene with Robert De Niro. His character's about probably 20 years old in the scene. There it looked pretty weird, but it's a short scene, we never get back to it, so it was fine. And this movie does follow these characters over the course of decades, so sure, you could have got younger actors, but if the technology is there, and it seems like it's at least very close, and Netflix is gonna foot the bill, why not? And it added an air of truth to see all of these same guys throughout the course of the movie. Now, impressive as all of that is, these guys are all older gentlemen, and you can see it in their movements. Robert De Niro in particular has a couple of physical scenes, and your brain automatically registers those are not the movements of a 30-something, 40-something-year-old man. And this movie is vintage Martin Scorsese. The soundtrack, the way it's shot, the opening sequence screams Marty, and the first line of dialogue felt like a spiritual sequel to Goodfellas. Now, having said all that, I don't think this movie needed to be 3.5 hours. I didn't find it boring, but there were definitely sequences that could have been tightened or removed altogether, and you'd still be left with essentially the same film. I get it, when you're at Netflix, you kind of get to do whatever you want. Doesn't necessarily mean that you should. Still, I think this is one of the best movies of the year, and with all the hype surrounding it, I'm so glad that it delivered. And Marty, see you at the Oscars, bud. Now, I don't have a proprietary rating system as of yet, so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna give The Irishman. And I think I'm gonna give The Irishman a...
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
You talking to me?
Out of 10. So now I want to know, have you seen The Irishman? What did you think about it? What is your favorite gangster movie of all time? Whatever your thoughts, hit the comments below. Let's discuss. If you enjoyed this review, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really enjoyed it. And hey, why not take a second, do me a favor, click subscribe and ring that bell to subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, entertainment news, trailer reactions, all that good stuff. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.